You are listening to In Conversation with Jenny and Mark.
Well, hello everybody. I am the Reverend Mark Adams from St Margaret's Church, Barking.
And I am the Reverend Jenny Adams from Holy Trinity, Prince Consort Road, South Kensington. And welcome to In
Welcome.
Conversation with Jenny and Mark.
Yes, absolutely. This is our final one before we move, isn't it, Jenny?
It is.
Because
You can
life is
tell
all
we're
getting a bit
moving.
mad. Yeah, I don't think they look any emptier than they were last week, though. I think that looks about the same. So
There are
anyway,
reasons for
it's
that.
Palm Sunday, and you're not
Ah.
preaching, are you? Because you're going to read the Passion narrative. You're going for the long,
I
long
am going for
story.
the long reading. Well, actually, I'm going for the shorter version of it because I'll be reading it from the authorized version, and that's quite a challenge. So,
I should be reading it at the 8:30 service, but I've got an all age. So one of the reasons why I wanted to record this. So I'm looking for some inspiration from you, Jenny. You got to come up with the goods now
okay.
because I'm feeling a bit uninspired. So I'm trusting you.
Uninspired by Palm Sunday.
Oh no, yeah, well no, that's true. Okay. Oh no, I have guilt. No, I feel uninspired and guilty. Thank you. Shall we read it anyway, and then we'll get some wonderful inspiration. That you're obviously feeling very inspired. So no, I'm really looking to you. You've got to pull it out of the
Oh,
bag. Right, are you going to read it? It's
yeah, I
1
can
to
read it.
11.
Okay. When they had come near Jerusalem and had reached Bethpage at the Mount of Olives, Jesus sent two disciples, saying to them, "Go into the village ahead of you, and immediately you will find a donkey tied and a colt with her. Untie them and bring them to me. If anyone says anything to you, just say this: 'The Lord needs them,' and he will send them immediately." This took place to fulfill what had been spoken through the prophet, saying, "Tell the daughter of Zion, look, your king is coming to you, humble and mounted on a donkey, and on a colt, the foal of a donkey." The disciples went and did as Jesus had directed them. They brought the donkey and the colt and put their cloaks on them, and he sat on them. A very large crowd spread their cloaks on the road, and others cut branches from the trees and spread them on the road. The crowds that went ahead of him and that followed were shouting, "Hosanna to the Son of David! Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord! Hosanna in the highest heaven!" When he entered Jerusalem, the whole city was in turmoil, asking, "Who is this?" The crowds were saying, "This is the prophet Jesus from Nazareth in Galilee."
Okay, then. So you're obviously feeling very inspired because it's Palm Sunday and you're not doing this. So
I
come
mean,
on
I'm
then,
going to start with
suck
a
it
bit
to
of a
me.
question. A bit of a
Go on
question.
then.
How do you ride a donkey and a colt?
That is the question about Matthew's version, which is often overlooked, I think.
Is he just going to lie across them?
Well, of course, it's a fascinating one because some people, I'm not saying it's me, see this as an example of excessive biblical literalism on Matthew's part. Because he's picked up the prophecy, look, your king is mounted to you, humble and mounted on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a donkey. And sort of interpreted that to say, because you presumably could interpret that to say, well, you know, it's the foal of a donkey because it's a donkey. It's a bit like saying, whereas Matthew has interpreted that as being you've got to ride both of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite a stretch. It's going to
What, to think
ache in
you're
the
going to ride both of
morning.
them? Yes, and I don't quite know what you do with that. I don't think the other. It's only Matthew that does that. I think the others allow him to ride on one donkey. So you get into all sorts of interesting questions around,
Yeah,
biblical
okay.
interpretation, and
But you've got all age, is that right?
I've got all age. So yeah.
So
So
have you
why
booked
do
your
you think?
donkey?
Do you just think it's a sort of quirk? Then are we just going to move on from that?
I'm just going to move on from it. Well, I
You're going to just
reckon
move
that
on from.
actually, if you were on one and the other was tied to it, you are technically riding both of them.
Okay,
So
so there could be two. Yeah, fair enough.
yeah, they could just be tied together because they are together. And
Yeah,
I mean, you
yeah.
wouldn't ride the colt, surely, because it would,
Okay, let's move on then.
depending on
Right,
how fat Jesus is at the time.
we'll leave that one hanging. Right. Okay, so it's all age. Yeah, I'm doing all age. And we're doing a little procession from the curfew tower, singing Hosanna.
Okay.
Hosanna."
So you'll have already possessed, you'll have already waved your palms.
Yes.
and got into church.
Yes.
So you can't do that again.
No.
Bad planning. Okay. Um, okay. So you do that at the beginning of the service and then you read the two gospels and then you're doing normal
Two
preaching at the
gospels.
same time.
Two
Does that
gospels.
make
What do
sense?
you mean two gospels? Two readings, you mean?
Sorry, two readings.
Yeah. We'll do two
Read
readings.
Palm
Yeah, we'll
Gospel
do.
first and then Philippians normally,
I
isn't
don't
it?
know what the other one is.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And then you've got something.
We might just do one. We might just do this reading, actually. We might just do the one reading. This will be the focus, right? This will be it. We'll be doing something on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my question for you really
Yes.
is I think Palm Sunday is all about hope,
Okay.
but there are people that will only come on a Sunday. So we'll then
Yes.
hear the Palm Sunday reading and then they'll do Easter Sunday reading. So are you going to try and include a little bit of Good Friday? So are we going to do
Probably.
hope,
Yes.
then disappointment, so that you can then
Probably.
resurrect? Don't know why I've
Yes.
got a pen. We're going up and we're going down,
Okay.
then we're
Well,
going
that's true. You're doing the you. The
the you of
you.
grief.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So what have I got? I think Palm Sunday is very much about hope. They think it's all going to be okay. Here comes Jesus. He's on a donkey, which is a bit weird, but generally he's heading for Jerusalem. They think it's going to be okay. Um, that's why they're cheering and they're shouting. So what is it that we hope for? And I don't know that I wouldn't do it with godly play questions still. Um,
Yes, you want to do some godly play. You're suggesting that I could do some godly play questions. Jenny, tell us
yeah,
what is a godly play question.
questions that start with I wonder, and I think they're very
I'm good at
good
that.
for all age.
I'm good at
Um,
I wonder because to do that in reflective pastoral supervision, I wonder.
yeah, absolutely. And there are no, it does engage everybody. I mean, with godly play, obviously you've got your little figures and you tell the story, but you could still tell the story a little bit. You could still act it out a little bit and then just stop and go, I wonder. I wonder, what do you most hope for?
So, firstly, why is it about hope?
Because I think they are hopeful. I mean, my Bible also calls it the triumphal entry. They've been waiting for the Messiah for years
Hmm.
and years and years. They believe he's heading into Jerusalem. They think they're going to be saved from oppression. They're cheering. It is hopeful.
Yeah,
Cutting down the branches, it's exciting.
a large crowd. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they're
yeah,
singing. This is
yeah.
Jesus,
The
the
whole
prophet from
city was in turmoil.
Nazareth in Galilee. This is like
Hmm.
it's all great.
Hmm.
I mean, Matthew then does have him turning the tables at the temple, but
Yeah,
he's coming. He's coming to sort it
but
all
but but
out.
the trouble is with that, it's true, but it's the challenge there though, isn't it? Is that there's a long way to go before because we've got to get through. This is not the end of the story. What is this? This is just the
Yeah.
beginning of Holy Week. We've got to walk through Holy Week before we get to the hope of the resurrection, haven't we? Because in one sense, that hope you're talking about is not, well, is and is not what Jesus has come to do, isn't it?
Well, that's where I think it's the one service that I always leave on a low.
Yes.
Well, possibly apart from Holy Week services themselves, but as a Sunday. And I think that's quite important for those people that only come on a Sunday to have some sense of journey. Um, and life is full of highs and lows, and you can't recognize the absolute amazement of Easter Sunday if you haven't journeyed even a little bit. So I think I would talk about hope and then talk a little bit about disappointment and leave it hanging.
I think I've done that before, actually. Maybe because we've discussed it before, I can't remember. But I think I've
Mm.
certainly done that before where I think I've even said, normally we
Mm.
try and, but actually this is not the Sunday for that. Yeah. I mean, something on highs and lows would be interesting.
Yeah.
Highs and lows. I mean, how could you, I'm just sort of wondering, how could you do a sort of I wonder what the highs are. I wonder what the highs are in your life. I wonder what the lows
You
are.
could start with one of those pictures of a, oh, does your screen work still?
Yeah, I could probably do something with that. Yeah.
Okay. You know, you can get the pictures of being on the roller coaster. So it feels like you're
Mm,
on the roller coaster,
right.
going high and going low and upside down.
Yes.
I
Well,
mean,
just
they
keep
might
that
be
running all
saying,
the way through the talk.
no, but you could start. That's a good introduction to highs and lows.
Yes. No, we could. Yeah, that's true. I could do something with that. How could we get? It'd be interesting to try and imagine people into their highs and lows, wouldn't it? Of all ages
Yeah,
as
well, I
well.
think I would only use that as an introduction. We're going to think about highs and lows, and then,
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
could
it's
put it on
all
a
age.
loop and it could just keep playing all the way through the talk.
Get them to talk in twos. What are your
Yes.
highs?
Yes.
But is it
Yes.
highs and lows, or is it hope and disappointment? I suppose it is highs and lows, excuse me. Um,
Yeah. 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 Okay. What are you hoping for at the moment? Where have you been disappointed? Yeah. I mean, certainly there's some that is all here, isn't it? I think you are right that you've got to leave it. It is the Sunday for leaving it on a low or a disappointment,
I'm not
because
rounding it off, actually.
I'm not rounding it off. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I just wouldn't even dress it up at all. I'd
I mean,
ask
I
them the
don't know. This is no
questions,
saying always,
feedback,
but
and then just leave it.
there is a paradox about the whole donkey thing as well, isn't there? Because on one level, the donkey thing is, there's the contrast, and I know I've used this before because I was looking at some old talks earlier. The contrast between Jesus riding on a donkey and a Caesar the emperor riding in on a war horse and a stallion.
Mm.
And that this is, and there is definitely something about that, except, and this is the paradox, that to ride in on a donkey is in fact a messianic claim because he is doing it in relation to this prophecy. So uh, you've got this interesting thing going on there as well, haven't you? In terms of, I don't know whether you could map that onto hopes and disappointments, uh, but it's
I think
certainly,
it needs unpacking, and I think that's a Palm Sunday talk that isn't all age.
yes, yes.
I think, yeah, that almost goes too deeply in. Yeah, I think you would struggle to engage youngsters in that
I mean,
kind
I
of
suppose there's a
thought
question of,
process.
in one sense, you do hope for the. I'm not saying that I'll do this, but you do hope for the.
Mm.
We do hope for the ruler on their chariot, to stallion, to come and conquer everything and make everything right. As long as they're on our side, of course. As long as we're not the ones being conquered, that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah,
um, but there's that sort of, I want God to come and sort everything out, make everything right for me, and then Jesus comes in on a donkey. So it is a different sort of ruler. It's a different sort of king. Um,
I
but in
think it
fact, is
could
one
be
who's
quite
able, therefore, to
messy.
meet us in our disappointments. That's part of the story, isn't it? Especially if you're going to stretch it out to carry on into Holy Week.
I mean, yeah, I mean it's true and it all fits. I would personally try and simplify it more if it's going to be all age, and I think this is a time for engaging all age
Yes.
as a
So you,
whole
so
rather
what's your
than
godly play question then? I
children.
wonder what you hope. I wonder what you're hoping for.
What is your biggest hope? Yes.
I wonder what's your biggest hope. Or it doesn't even have to be your biggest hope.
Yeah.
It could just
What are you
be,
hoping for? And
what are
you
you
could,
hoping for?
I mean, you could lead it a bit more. What are you hoping for your family? What are you hoping
Yeah.
for yourself?
Or you could do kind of, when I say it doesn't have to be your biggest hope, you could do, what are
Mm.
you hoping for this afternoon? I hope it's going to be sunny so I can go for a walk. Or I hope, what are you hoping for this week or
Yeah.
this year? What are you hoping for in your life? I mean, you can stretch,
So
you could do that, couldn't you?
I've done it at a Christmas service before when I preached on the hopes and fears of all the years I
Right.
met in thee tonight with godly play. I wonder as you come here tonight. I said, well, what are you hoping for? And of course, when you do it, you never know what's in people's minds.
No, no,
But
absolutely.
6 months later, they told me people were still talking, and coming back and telling me what they'd really hoped for. Um,
Right. And
so
did you do their fears as well then? What are you frightened of?
mm, mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Um,
And I suppose, okay, but I think you could still go for without making it too complex. And I know you're right to be cautious, but actually, this is Jesus who comes to us on a donkey. He's not coming to us on a war horse. He is with us. He is walking with us, and he's going to walk with us all the way. Well, this is a challenge that I've done before with Palm Sunday. I think he's walking with us. Are we going to walk with him?
mhm.
Which is a little bit of a thing of, are you going to come to church this week, or at least on Good Friday, or are we just going to see you next week for the big celebration of Easter Sunday? Yeah, okay, I'm liking this. I'm liking this, Jenny. This is good. Some really good ideas here. I think it'll be interesting to try and put something together with all of that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that's what I would do, I think. Um, if it wasn't all age and you were preaching on Palm Sunday, and I don't actually, I always read the Passion narrative,
If it wasn't all age, I would read the Passion narrative.
um,
That's true.
but I do think if you want to pick, if anybody wanted to pick up on the politics of it, this is the day that the Palestinians are allowed into Jerusalem, or used to be, um, to go and worship. They used to walk this way, and then it's been tightened up, so most can't go now.
Well, in
Um,
terms of Palestinian Christians, you mean?
mm.
Yeah.
So it's a massive thing. And actually, the road they walk down. I mean, when you're saying on a donkey, I wouldn't want to be on a donkey on that road. Um, I'd rather walk it. It's very steep. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I
it's
mean, I
worth
think you're right
doing a bit
about
of
you
research and
can't
picking up.
take Palm Sunday in isolation. You have to. It is the start of Holy Week. You have to lead it into that, don't you?
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
and yeah, and it's a journey. It's a roller
So
coaster,
just
really.
no, that yeah, and it may well play a roller coaster loop in the background. We'll see how that goes. So you're going to read the Passion narratives. What's going on with that? What is it about that you like doing?
I think the story stands for itself. Um, and I think sometimes we never really hear it.
Mm.
Um, we kind of know about it and skirt over it. If you come on Good Friday, then I read it in a different version, so you have heard it again. But for those people that don't come during Holy Week, this is our only chance to hear it in its entirety. Really. Well, when I say in
Mm.
entirety, it doesn't because it stops, doesn't it? But the difficult bits as well,
Mm. Mm.
because otherwise we kind of know they're there, but we never read them.
I
And
think for me, it's one of those Sundays where you can just read you just read a really long bit of scripture, and as you say, you let it speak for itself. And
Mm,
it's not about listening to me today. I mean, in one sense, of course, it's never about it. We're always wanting people to meet with
yeah.
God, but it's not. It's really not about listening to what my interpretation of this might be, or my thoughts on it, or my preaching on it. It's let's just listen to it.
Yeah, and I think sometimes we add and take bits away as well, because we don't read it.
Yeah.
Um, in our minds, we
Mm,
make it different. It's better
mm,
to go back to the text and see what it
mm.
actually says.
Do you make
Um,
people stand up for it all?
no. No, because I read it in the sermon slot. So I read the Palm Gospel and then I read
Oh, okay.
Philippians as so I swap those two round and then I read the Passion
Mm.
narrative as the sermon.
Oh, okay. Right. Oh, I've never thought about doing that. Just always read it in the gospel and said, "Don't stand. You don't have to stand up through all of this."
No.
Otherwise, everyone's just shuffling on their feet because my legs are hurting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no one's listening. No one's just hoping you're
yeah.
finished.
And so you're going to be reading it. Verily, thou sayest unto
Oh,
me.
don't. So on Sunday they get the authorized version. On Good Friday they get the new revised
Well,
standard
I did your I
dated
did
edition.
Jenny's evening prayer last week because you had a pastoral visit you had to do, didn't you? I
Yeah.
led it, and I did the said, I'll do the first reading. So I read it. That was fine. I thought, okay. And then, of course, one of your other people online, some of them might be this, and read it from the authorized. I thought, I think that's what I was supposed to do. I didn't even give it a moment's thought. Just opened up my phone app and read it.
Did you not read it from the prayer book?
No, I read it from the NRSV.
No, I just read it out of my prayer book.
Well, I didn't. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, no, I didn't. So I read it out of the NRSV.
Did nobody pick you up on it?
Well,
My
no,
word.
they probably just thought they'd just pass over that in silence. And then when we did the grace at the end, everyone unmutes, and then they go to the Holy Ghost. And the Holy Ghost, I've done it again. Anyway, they'll just think I'm some sort of heathen. If you're listening, any of you, it was lovely to be with you. I enjoyed it, but forgive me.
Well, I've got an old prayer book now. I get it the wrong way around, don't I?
Yeah. Yes, there you are, you see. So that's good. I think that's really helpful. I'm definitely going to think about highs and lows, wonderings, roller coasters, and inviting people to think about Jesus walking with us in the highs and lows of our life.
Job done.
And that will be great. So we are going to take a break, right?
We are.
We are going to take a break, and we are going to reappear on a new YouTube site, which hopefully, if you're listening through the St. Margaret's Barking side, or even through the Holy Trinity side, allow us to put a little thing on to say, go here now, but we're going to put it onto a YouTube site associated with my coaching and supervision practice. I think that's what the plan is, isn't it? So we'll keep it on there then. So we're currently working through our extensive back catalogue of podcasts, putting it onto this new site so that they'll all be there. So yeah. Go there, go there. We'll put a thing there, and you can subscribe to that. Please do move your subscription. You'll have to do that if you subscribe. And we would love to see you there, where we'll be in sunny Scarborough. Well, I hope it's going to be sunny.
It will be eventually, yes, when summer arrives.
So yeah, so it probably will be actually May. I think it'll be May before we reappear again, won't it? Because the next few weeks are going to be a bit.
I'm licensed on the 12th of May. I think
12th of May. So we'll sort of reappear around then. And we'll see if we can get people in these ones to put something on. So thank you for listening to us while we've been in London. Yeah. We look forward to catching up with you in Yorkshire. And maybe we'll get some new Yorkshire listeners.
We might do.
We might do.
All right. Take care, all.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Easter.
Yes, have a great Easter. And we'll look forward to catching up with you again.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to In Conversation with Jenny and Mark. Please subscribe for more episodes on all the usual podcast platforms.